From Andrea Guolo in Italy, David Holtz in Brazil, and Don Oshman, our editor-in-chief in North America. It's time for another edition of the Sunday Night Week in Review Market Roundup presented by HideNet, where knowledge creates profits.
Time again for this week's edition of the Sunday Night Week in Review. My name is Don Oshman, editor-in-chief and publisher of HideNet Market Reports, covering 6 reports sent to readers in over 60 countries overseas, or in America. It's Sunday night, February 7th. We just finished a wonderful Super Bowl. We're over 100 million people, or 120 million people in America watched it. I don't know how many overseas, but it's always a great game, unless you're not an American. Anyway, speaking of not an American, in Latin America this week, our editor David Holtz is back in Novo Hamburgo. Reports that the fresh green prices are stable in Brazil, even though the packers want to get higher prices, the tanneries simply can't afford it. In Buenos Aires, hides steady to last week. We report that from Argentina. And Brazilian wet blue is still around $1.20 to $1.25 CFR for TR1, the better quality. Although if you have heavier averages, you can get another 5 to 10 cents a foot. The Brazilians were fairly well represented in Chennai at the International Indian Leather Fair this week. And they found a very good outlet for their low-grade accumulations, which had been plaguing them. So I don't know about splits, but they sold a lot of TR3, 4, 5, and 6s, which was good. And TR1 and 2 sold at TR1 sold at $1.20, $1.25, as they have other places. In Europe, editor Andrea Guolo has been very busy. He was in Chennai this week to cover the Indian International Leather Fair for us. He reported good attendance and notes how India has the potential to take some of the Chinese business that's leaving China because of high labor costs and is very, very low comparatively in India, but they don't have the infrastructure yet that you're going to have in China. But it's relatively early for this world's second most populous nation. And one of the largest, maybe the largest growing economies this year, or in 2015. And as a result, more of the large Western brands are showing interest in production in India. Long way to go, but it's a good beginning. Complete details on this from Andrea at the fair, with the pictures and so on and so forth, are in this week's European report. Back in Europe, there's also a report on Cotance, held a meeting in Europe. That's the Organization of European Tanners. And that was attended by a lot of government officials, and we have a report on that as well, and in our European report. Italy's Lineapel, which is going to be coming up very soon in Italy, traveled to New York this last week, and our Vera Dordick, editor of our This Week in Leather report and our international report, attended, and her report is available in this week's European report, as well in full detail with pictures and interviews in This Week in Leather, which comes out on Wednesday. Back in Europe, sellers tried for gains, but found too much resistance, and the details again are back in that European report, which we recommend you go to HideNet.com and register for a free trial. North America this week was a slow week of trading. Chinese are on holiday for the next 2 weeks, so not much is expected there, but a holiday mood kind of filled everything this week, so business was slow. Texas steers was steady, so it's a surprise to some, in between $65 and $67 CNF. Rand steers were down $1, as well as native and butts. Cow sector was softly steady. There's a long report, a detailed report on the U.S. cattle hide herd expansion, which is a surprise of many. And in export, the USDA reported that slaughter and shipments exceeded slaughter. Excuse me, what did I say? Slaughter and shipments. What did I just say? Wet blue exports, I'm sorry, surpassed slaughter and shipments as of the USDA reporting period January 28th. Get all of the details along with extensive charts and graphs and price history, along with our very highly touted, accurate forecast of what's going to happen, all for free at HideNet.com. Look forward to seeing you, having a trial, and to see you next week. Thanks for watching.